Jason, this is a much more violent and darker movie than audiences typically associate with you. It's also such an interesting deconstruction of the home invasion movie, which we've seen so many of lately. Was that a conscious choice to kind of subvert expectations, or has this always been a an interest of yours that you haven't gotten to explore as much?
Thank you, Tyler. And that's a really great question. And I think the answer is kind of both. I definitely saw this as an opportunity to do something unexpected. Um, I've been looking to direct something for a few years, actively looking for something, and had an opportunity that was tonally more like the American Pie films, broader, sort of more coming of age kind of thing. And well, I feel like I could have done something with that, and it was a very funny script. Ultimately decided it was a little too on the nose, and so when I read this script, it really excited me. First of all because I thought it was a great read, and there was a lot of things about it that I love, but partly because I thought I could do something a little unexpected and challenge myself as a result. Because again, even as an actor, I haven't really worked in this world, and so I knew it'd be a challenge. Obviously, just directing in general would be a challenge, but I definitely thought about that. And then, yeah, I've talked a lot about how I'm a fan of the Coen brothers, and those movies are some of my favorite films. And so when I first read this script, it felt like it played in that world of, if we could pull it off, if I could, and I am not a Coen brother, but if I could do right by this script, then I would be able to find moments like in the Coen Brothers movies where you are laughing at some really disturbing moments, or laughing 1 second and then being, squirming the next. And so I feel like we did that and populated with some really fun supporting characters. It kind of had a lot of that. So
Yeah, I can definitely see it in conversation with some of the Coens movies for sure. That's a really good point. And Megan, you're given a complex character to play. She refuses to be a victim. What about this role, of Susie, really intrigued you the most?
Well, yeah, I've never seen a character's arc like this, because it's so drastic. And it was, I read it and felt terrified by it because it's such a challenge. And I'm so lucky that he was here, to help figure it out with me. And I think part of the fun was making decisions about who she was, before all this, the things that have happened to her that inform what she's doing now, but also figuring out at what point to let the audience see those things.
Yeah, this is a really great role for you. And Jason, I was curious. I'm always amazed by directors that also act in their films. Was that calming to kind of have that, like, because you know how to act, obviously, and like you know how to do that, or was it like, oh my God, how am I balancing both of these duties? How was that experience doing both?
it's a good question. Calming, I don't know that the word calm applies to any moment during the 8 weeks of of pre and actual production. Um, no, I mean, sure. Like I guess there is a sense of sort of knowing exactly what I can bring or not bring to the performance already, instead of having to sort of discover an actor's strengths or instincts through the course of the movie. I obviously know myself very well, but overall, I'd say it was difficult. I mean, I think I would prefer, if I get the opportunity to direct again, I think I'd prefer to just stay behind the camera or do a smaller role.
I will just say to that, I know how hard it is because I saw it with my very eyes. But I it's interesting because I would say your performance ended up being so great and weirdly like relaxed into like Kevin's panic. But it's because you had so much on your mind as a director that you didn't have time to overthink the
That's
character
a
and you
great
just
point.
kind of like did the scenes.
It's a great point. All right, I'll be in the next movie. I'll do that then. Thank you. I mean, if
That's
she
a really
It
fascinating
is a
point.
it
Yeah.
is a very good point though, because of course I've definitely, as an actor, I can feel myself overthinking and getting stuck in the weeds. And so, yeah, for sure. I had too many other things. I didn't have the bandwidth. It is a good point. Yeah.
And Megan, I love the dynamic between Suzie and Kevin that is always evolving throughout the film. How was it just working with Jason to create that? Because it's always shifting with all the twists going on.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great time. It was easy to like, I mean, I think right away we had, a rapport that felt comfortable. And yeah, I'm so grateful for that because especially on a shoot that, we did all that in 20 days and it was so demanding. It was mostly night shoots. And so to have somebody that you can trust as a scene partner, but also as a director is such a gift because you really feel like you're going to battle.
And Jason, my last question. I love the American Pie movies. I probably saw them way too early growing up, but they're iconic for me. Now that you do have this knack for directing, would an American Pie 5 ever be something you're interested in?
To direct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, actually. It definitely is. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to. This has popped up in mostly just in my own mind, not to, and no one else has mentioned it to me, but I've certainly thought about it. Yeah, I mean, I would love to do another American Pie, regardless whether I direct it or not. I love working with those people, and I love playing that role. And I love the money. I love the money, Tyler. And Untitled home invasion romance is not taking me to the bank, if you know what I mean. And so, in fact, I got paid in I got paid in
Canadian money.
Canadian loonies and toonies. So
There you go.
no,
Well, I'd love to see it if it does
hey,
happen.
listen, I would love to. I would love to. That would also mean I'm directing a big studio comedy, which would be incredible. So honestly,
Awesome.
I just want to be able to direct again. That's the headline for me, is that despite the challenges, I had an amazing time, particularly working with the actors, and so I would love to be able to do it again.